Imagine. Tonight we're going to be talking about the renewal of Liberia. Okay, what Liberia short in need at this point. Again, I told you we'll be returning Thursday evening. We'll be here with what am I saying, guys? It tells you how mentally tired I am. We will be coming back on Sunday evening to have a conversation with you. Peter is gonna be here. Yay! So we can all have a conversation, continue to educate each other. Monday, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna talk to Orita. I'm trying to get her book and read it and interview her, have her on here, so we can talk about her book. But it's good to be here on a Thursday evening and on time to this evening. So if you are here with me, please, by all means, share the video. We appreciate if you would. But I'm going to start this conversation with yesterday, what happened in Liberia yesterday. And I like to talk about this on many levels. On the cultural level, on where the worst thing in this global economy and this technological village that we live in, and how backward we still are. And that's what I want to talk about today. So we're able to renew ourselves as a nation. Okay, let me play this video so we can start from here. Yep. Okay. So the good news is those folks have been arrested. If you guys see what is going on, you know that the people there that are recorded, right? They're sitting and recording. The bystander, they are not intervening. They are not getting involved. They're just there to video record. They're just there to watch, even if somebody were being murdered, to be on their life, be on their life. So they're just doing that and nothing more. Nothing more. Okay. And then it behooves us to ask ourselves, okay, as people, as a nation, what makes us move? When I was growing up and I saw somebody being mistreated, I got involved. We got involved as a community. We didn't just simply record and watch them do whatever they wanted to do to them. That's not the way it worked. That's not the way we saw it. You know, as an educator in America, we deal with children every day. We say, when you see something, say something. When you see something, Say something. That's what we say. That's what we teach our children. That's why we teach the young people. That's why in the United States, when you're driving, okay, and you're driving and you see somebody on the roadside that you think needs help, you stop, you ask if they need help. When your neighbor house is on fire, you go to ask how you can help. Like during the first day of this orange man, when he was reaching king in this place, some of us will go to our neighbor's door to make sure they're okay. We will call people that we knew to check on them to make sure they're okay. That's how we did it. Okay? But let me say this to you right here. I am from Nimba. I come from where all this society stuff happens. All of this society stuff used to also happen in the southeast of Liberia until Barclay came to power and said, we're getting away with it. We're not doing this anymore. We're not going to be cutting pots on girls. We're going to let them hold on to the parts that they were born with. The other nations around the world, even the Middle East, they used to do that. They don't do that anymore. Burkina Faso, they used to do that. They don't do that anymore. Somalia, Ethiopia, Eritrea, all of those people. The more we learn, we're supposed to adjust. And you know, certain thing you do to human being that is painful, that it takes away certain ability that God has given them. It is your responsibility to make the adjustment. Like for instance, in the very America, and before then, people will marry young girls out. The sooner they could menstruate. That is 12, 13 years old. But they quickly found out that by the time the children first pregnancy, 50% of them would die in childbirth. And they thought it was not healthy to leave that. You know, when we, the Liberian people, come on the air or come on Facebook or on radio and say, this is our tradition, where is the origin? Where is the essence? What benefit does it bring to the table? If you can tell me the benefits of it, and this is not because that's our tradition. Tradition is not a defense mechanism. Tradition is merely a man-made belief system or routine that a man make. Like in my house, if you enter, you leave your shoes at the door because you've been parading with your shoe out the door all day outside. I like to walk around with my bare feet. And from here on, if my daughters or my son move on to their own lives and decide that would be their culture and tradition, that would be their culture and tradition. I started it. I started it. So the thing is, the people who do not understand, your daughters will travel around the world. They will enter in other people's country. Okay? I know a lot of West African, Central African women who go to Dr. Mercy Hospital in California to get reconstructive surgery because they didn't consent to what you people have done to them. I'm a country girl. I'm a trapper girl. And I'm a cultural girl. But a certain culture I just don't believe in. I'm sorry. Hey, Emmanuel. Hey, Emmanuel. There's somebody in Kangalita I need to call. Okay? That certain culture belief that I don't take to heart. Because as I learn, as I travel, okay? You know, Solomon say, the more knowledge I seek, the more knowledge I acquire, the more my sorrow increase. The more I know that some of the culture that we are practicing, they're harmful to our daughters, they're harmful to us, they're harmful to the human survivor. How have this culture changed our lives? How has it created respect for us? How has it made our daughters competitive in the rest of the world? I tell you what, I got daughters, and they're all going. None of them will ever go there. None of them will ever be, and nobody, even if I took them to Liberia, you touch my child, you are going 6 feet, and I'm going to jail. I'm just being honest. Medically, that's harmful. That's harmful. But let me focus on this woman that was just started up Tabe. Those former rebel children. Don't just arrest them. He should go to jail. He should be prosecuted. And that woman needs to sue him for pain and suffering and humiliation. She needs to sue him. We need to find a woman, a lawyer that will get involved, or any lawyer, human rights lawyer as a whole, that will get involved and take those people to court. Look, Liberia is a democracy. Nobody care. I don't care what your culture say. Okay? Their individual right to exercise. When you're ready to do whatever you're doing, other people have the right to reject. Why when you come to America, you say you don't do that nonsense. They will grab you and put you in jail. Easy. I just saw a Lebanese man arrested the other day. They were trying to unalive their daughter. They call it honor death because they didn't like who she was dating. Both the wife and the husband have gone to jail. They're going to be there a lifetime for attempted murder. Our children are being, they're on a life with drugs. The country is poor, 90% unemployment. The abuse of power, the stealing. People are traveling that it was competition so they can get daily, what do you call it, SDA, daily padam or subsidy, whatever it's called. And we are buying plane ticket. But our sisters to go to the hospital to have children for Liberia. And they are held in captivity. If they need operation, no operation will be done on them unless they can pay money. And they don't pay money, they will wait till they and the baby died. But you're worried about cutting women part. Why? In 2025. Why? It's time for Liberia to renew herself. It's time for Liberia to rethink her direction. Where is she headed? Who does she need? You know, I'm looking on Facebook, and I noticed that Punch, Patriot Hunter TV station, said they did survey that they're trying to put people here together. That CMC got 2 or 3% on the survey for call in. That ANC got 1%, like always. And George Weah got 53%. Bwaka got 40%. Let me explain to you, Liberian people. It is all hypocrisy. For them, it is all a game. For Patriot Hunter, for them, your life means nothing. It's about them, how they stay ahead, how they get ahead, how they continue. They are fraud. They cannot live anywhere. They cannot work anywhere. They cannot compete. They cannot work in a competitive society because they can't take the competition, because in a competitive world where things are based on meritocracy, there are performance measurement or monitors, okay, that have to be visited. People have to know that you are delivered, they're deliverable, their timeline that you must deliver or you're going to be gone. So they're playing this game because they know that George Weah don't want to run. Those who are trying to force George Weah to run, they know that Liberian people, where we've been, may not ever vote for George Weah, not particularly George Weah, but the people that were behind George Weah, they caused a lot of chaos and he did nothing about it, so they will not be voting for him. Okay. So because of that, George Weah is not CDC. CDC is a political party that is based on philosophy. If that is the case, okay, somebody other than George Weah can run on the party ticket. And as the Liberian people say, George Weah love Liberia. If he truly love Liberia, he will put on somebody's hand. UP does not want to go to second round with any other person other than George Weah. This is where the game is. You don't see ANC people on radio calling and on Facebook trying to call in, especially at this time. I support Alexander Cummings. I don't see the necessity for me to get on the air and start calling and start putting in. You know why I don't think so? Because this government been in power for 2 years and they have failed miserably. Okay? What are we voting on? Are you voting on records? Are you voting on who can change Liberia? Are you voting on who has the ability to reform and transform Liberia? What are you voting on? What records are you voting on? What do you think have education that can change, who understand the nature or the importance of education, that will amplify and invest in education? Okay, so if you are doing something like that, you are telling me, if Liberian people are actually voting, you are telling me Liberian people are stupid. That way you are literally saying, based on your record, you are saying Liberian people are stupid. Liberian people don't believe that they deserve better, so they're voting the same way. That's what you're trying to say. You are being abusive to our people. That although school about to open, they are calling out here, okay, and the Liberians are calling out here begging, okay, for somebody to help them to put their children in school. Their lawmakers are making morale. Oh, I put 300-400 people in school. One lawmaker. I don't ever, me yesterday, I give to my lawmaker during election time. They don't give me. They don't give me a dime. Their job is when they are elected to make sure that they make laws that benefits me and my neighbors in my community. They make sure they keep America working. They make sure they work with the president, the executive, or the local government, or they will call it the municipals. If not, we vote them out. So I don't need to go beg lawmakers to do anything for me. Besides, I could afford to send my children to private school when I saw that the public school had more amenities than the private school, because the public school were bigger, it had more options, more extracurricular activity. I decided my kids would go to public school. And they did. And all graduated with honors. There are more resources because the government, who has the bankbook, invest into that. I live in Georgia, $40+ billion budget. 30% of that go into K1 through 12, which is elementary to high school. 15% goes into what do you call it, professional training, or what would be college and all of that. So I have no reason to. And if the government were doing something, it would be a policy, even for temporary, and would be across the board, like during the Ebola. I mean, the corona. During the corona, they passed a temporary refund for us to get food, to keep America alive. We were getting, I don't know, $300 or $400 a week, all right, to buy food. Those of all who, our children were who had children who, the buses would come. The same time the children used to go, when we're on campus, the children get breakfast. The buses would drop breakfast in the morning. It will run through our subdivision. You can come out and get it. I never went out to get it because we didn't need it, okay? And you would get that. In the afternoon, there would be lunch. And they would bring those lunch. The buses would come and pass. And then you come outside, you go and pick up your food for your children if you wanted to. Whereas you also got money out of directly in your bank, or you got a check to buy food during the corona. So I don't have to go beg lawmakers. That's what I hire these people for. So if you are doing your survey based on what I don't know, okay, and guys, you're doing your survey and Liberian people are still voting UP and they're voting where? You're simply telling me our people are not ready. You're simply telling me that I don't know why they say my music is paused. It can be paused because it's my music. So I don't know why. Okay. So I'm looking at you all and I'm like, really? So are you telling me everything that is happening, our people don't care for their children? Is that what you're telling us? That their children don't matter? That drug is literally taking over the country? And the people still think they're here? So I'm not sure where we are as a nation, but what I can say this much is I know the voting is not about anything. So I'm not gonna go back and forth with y'all. Now let's talk about the drug war that is going on in Liberia. So I heard President Bouaka fire the guy who wanted his daughter, no matter what the issue was, his daughter free, that his daughter were above the law. Okay. He wanted that daughter free. To fire him. And I also learned that he fired the man who came and said the big people hand are in drug selling. I think it's the guy they actually wanted to fire than that guy because he was exposing them. I think that's the guy they wanted to fire. So they fire him. They fire almost, even the guy who was speaking of, who said this is dangerous. They offer somebody the job. They said they don't want to do the job. You know why? Because the drug dealers are taking over the country. Drug dealers come through the airport. Through the airport, with $100 million drugs. U.S. embassy command the Liberian government, thank him to go to court. The evidence disappeared. Just within that time, another $100 million drug came in. And you tell me, it's the everyday person? Then you are running around beating people who are sick on drugs, busting their heart out, and you have no plan where to rescue them. You have no plan how to help them. No rehabilitation camp, no mental home hospital, nowhere. No counseling, no way to detox them. You just leave them. You bust the place and let them be in the street. That's inhumane. That's abusive. That is grossly inhumane. Joseph Boaka, hear me out and hear me well. Thank you for firing the other guy who were cussing, who were arrogant. Appreciate that, because I said fire him. But the other guy, you should not have fired him for speaking up. Okay. But you can break down everything. And the people have nowhere to sleep. That somebody, child, they got blood running through their vein. They're human beings like us, like you, like your children. But here is the thought. Here's ours. The truth is, if you are truly ready to fight drug war, you will make provision. Even as it stands right now, we are built houses in 3 months. We are seeing you, Mr. President, building $10 million home in Lofa County. If you are serious at this point, you can build a rehabilitation place outside of Monrovia. Regionalized, split Liberia into 5 regions and put it out there into the forest. Hire professional Liberians who understand drug counseling and rehab, even for a quarter each, and bring them, what are the local, psychologists, psychiatrists, people who are into that. You can put the 500,000 plus that you just spent to go to Japan, plus the one you spend a few days to go to China, to go to this other place, to go to other place. Right now, the money for constituents visit, for legislature should not have to be paid to go see the people. They should be living with the constituent. I live in Georgia. My senator, my representative come home every weekend. That's where they get paid. That's where they sign up for. They don't have to get paid to come home. Why will you pay them to go home? Why will you pay them to visit? We have town hall every quarter. My lawmakers have town hall every quarter. If the pressing issue before it passes or coming out, they show up and they let everybody know to come. So why you're paying them to go talk to people? Why should people pay lawmakers to go talk to their own people? Why? How do you pay people to go talk to the people that they are representing? They're not speaking? Is that not stealing, looting from the nation? Is there not? Wow. And I'm like, are these people serious? Are you all for real? That money, this is my recommendation, Mr. President. Those money, okay? It should not be, it's not a law. Those money needs to be put as an emergency fund, declare instead of emergency as an emergency fund, put it in there, start putting on temporary building. Okay? You can build 30, 40 bedrooms in less than 3 months if the how you call it, if the fund is available. Before you start breaking down those places to move the children, you move them at a time. According to the World Health Organization, United Nations, okay, team, they said 3 years ago, Liberia have over 300,000 young people strung up on drugs. You need to split them into the country. 100, if you divide them into 5 regions, okay? Pastor them. They want them from Nimba and Grand Jude, bring them to if that Kipma, bring them to Kipma. They want them from Kipma and Lofa, get them to Grand Jude. The other one, they bring them to Nimba. So they're in a totally different vicinity. They don't recognize where they are. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Okay? That's how you're supposed to do it. But to just sit here, all right? I think the people still got black on my stuff here, though. It's just not moving. Oh, I've been away so long that everybody now, you're not forgetting me because I've been away long, but that's fine. We will be back. We'll build it back. We'll build it back better. So it didn't do. So I'm not sure if this is public. It is public. Okay. Let me see if I can do this policy. Do this. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me share. And I'm almost out of here. Okay, press it. Where are you? Okay, there we go. I think I've done enough. And I will keep this here. Okay. Now here we go. I have a few more minutes and I'm going to leave. Okay, we're building back because I'm returning to the platform. Here I go. Okay, now, let me say again, it is time to renew Liberia. And renewal requires somebody who knows what direction they want to go in. It requires character. It requires vision. It requires someone who is people-centered. It requires humanity. It requires hard work, rolling up your sleeves, sweat and blood to redirect a nation, to reimagine, to have a vision, to renew a dream. And that's what Liberia needs. That's what Liberia. Seriously need. In that light, I'm gonna call it a day, guys. You can follow us on the Second Thought Africa here, and you can follow us also on YouTube. We're trying to build it back better, and that's where we are. That said, let me see. I'm gonna play this. But I wanted to play. What is young man name? Quincy B.